Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the GM. I'm your guy, Boulanger. And first up, man, I want to thank you guys, man, for hanging with the GM as long as you have, man. This has been a 2 month journey, and some people have just connected with us, man, and I just want to tell you guys that I really appreciate it. Really appreciate, your comments, your participation. Uh, and it's really cool to see you guys love of sports um as you guys journey with me as I express my love for sports and for the Baltimore Ravens. So in this video, man, I want to just develop a perspective that's kind of universal, and that perspective is, what are we doing, right? What I mean is, as free agency has been underway for basically 5 days, I know 2 days officially, but 5 days, including the tampering period. We have made little to no movement. We signed Justice Hill, and to that I say, so what? We signed the long snapper, so what? That's why I didn't do videos on those signings, because that's no news. Those are not moves that will move the needle. Okay, and I know we have a contract issue at the quarterback position, and it's looking more like Tyler Huntley may be the starting quarterback, and it is what it is. But even if he's the starting quarterback, we've been waiting on EDC and John Harbaugh to fulfill the promise that they made in the postseason press conference of improving the wide receiver room, specifically depth. Okay, and so thus far, Jacoby Meyers, who was considered the number one receiver in this free agency class, gone. Alan Lazard, who was for the most part considered the number two option, uh, gone. Uh, Juju Smith-Schuster, gone. Paris Campbell, gone. So the truth is, the Baltimore Ravens weren't linked to any of those guys. There was not, I haven't seen one iota of a report, suspicion, rumor that Baltimore was pursuing any of those guys. And so, what are we doing? If you're going to improve something, you don't wait till everything's gone, all the wide receivers are gone, and then try to scrape the bottom of the barrel. You go get you something now that's adequate and appropriate. Maybe there's not a number one on the free agency market, and it wasn't. But if you bring in something that's quality and connect it with what you already have, then maybe you got something cooking. Maybe Tyler Huntley will have something to throw to, some improved wide receivers. Maybe bringing in some competition at wide receiver sparks Rashad Bateman uh, uh, to go harder, sparks Duvernay to go harder. But doing nothing, that doesn't create any competition. That doesn't create any extra motivation. So as we sit right now, we're entering the 2023 season with the same exact wide receiver group, absent uh Sammy Watkins. So what that means is we're going into as this video is being recorded, we're on schedule to go into the 2023 season with Bateman, Duvernay, Prochet, and Wallace. All of them spent time on IR last year, and three of that four finished the year on IR. So what that means is we don't even know if they'll hold up throughout a year. And I think Bateman does have the potential to be a number one. He has great size, weight, speed, 6'3", 200 plus pounds, good route runner, sub 4.4 speed. We saw his game breaking ability. So I think he does have an ability to be a number one for sure. But what do you give him to take some of the pressure off him? Well, I mean, what? You think Jacoby Myers, Alan Lazard, or Juju wouldn't have been a good second option if they're going to depend on Bateman to be the number one receiver? My goodness, what are we doing? So now what's left? DJ Chark. Now, I do like DJ Chark. He's still a young guy. He's 25 or under. He has good, again, here we go with height, weight, speed. He's a 6'3" guy, 6'3", 6'4" actually. Over 200 pounds. He runs a sub 4'4", 40. So he has elite speed. He's been a former Pro Bowler. He had a down year last year in Detroit, had a injury year before that. But he's the best guy available. I know McCole Hardman's out there, but he's been nothing much more than a number 3 or number 4 option. Is that what we're doing? We're gonna bring in another Kansas City cast off? And I'm not knocking him, he has skill, but in that Kansas City offense, he didn't catch but about roughly 700 yards. So, I mean, so what are we doing? Oh, I get it. I got it. I know what we're doing. We're going to wait till the draft. We're going to wait till the draft and get somebody. Well, no, we're not, because there's only about 3 receivers in this year's draft who have elite talent. And those guys possibly are gone before number 23 comes up. So we're not even going to get a number 1 type receiver in this year's draft. They're not going to be available at 23. And then because Baltimore doesn't have a second round pick, there is a strong likelihood that we trade down to pick up a second round pick. So what's the plan? Where's the fulfilled promise that we're going to improve this group? See, miss me with, well, they always wait to the second week to get busy. The free agency period is already over. There are some good defensive players left. So I guess if they want to continue to build up the defense, they could do that. But the most dire need, other than quarterback at this point in time, that we have had for 3 years now is wide receiver. And every year we have this same approach. Let's just wait till the second week. Let's wait till the third week. Let's get something off the bottom of the barrel, and we can make that work. Well, that's because they was relying on Lamar to carry the full load. But chances are that Lamar may not be there. And even if he was there to carry the load, dadgum, doesn't he need something else to work with? Oh, no matter who's pulling the trigger, don't they need something to work with? If they draft a rookie quarterback, wouldn't he need something to work with? My goodness, this is becoming ridiculous. I might as well start looking at mock drafts and things of that nature for 2024. Because this thing right here, this train has gone off the tracks totally. And there has been absolutely no buzz at all about Baltimore getting a wide receiver. Don't mock me no wide receiver at number 23. The good guys are gone. Pay attention. Look at the guys that Baltimore has drafted and how they've turned out if they tried to get anybody after pick number 20 at wide receiver. Go back to Brashad Perryman, right? That didn't work out. He stayed hurt. I can't remember who was between Perryman and Marquise Brown, but Marquise Brown was a solid receiver, but not an elite receiver. And so they felt that they didn't feel like they could use him long term, so they moved on from him. And then they got Bateman, and Bateman does have elite uh, uh, traits and talents, but we haven't been able to see them on full display because he's been hurt. So the idea that we could draft a number 1 at number 23, or at least a solid number 2 at number 23, there's no evidence for that. So I just want to know what we're doing, man. Unless, now here may be another option. Maybe we'll trade for a wide receiver. Well, that's probably not going to happen either. You know why? Because somebody commented to me yesterday, said, "Hey, the Baltimore Ravens supposedly got Jeudy." So I don't know what news source they had saw, but I appreciated the heads up because I hadn't seen any report about Jeudy. So I said, let me go look before I say anything about it. So I did go look, and what the article says is that the Baltimore Ravens did put a trade call in for the Broncos, Jeudy, but the asking price was too high. So if you're not going to be able to pull off a deal for a guy who's still on his rookie deal, and you're not willing to go get him, then are you going to pull off a deal for a number one veteran who already makes 16, $18 million a year, and it's still going to take probably a lot of draft capital to get him? Probably not. It's easier to swallow a couple of picks for a guy with a low salary but high potential. But a guy with high potential with a big salary, that's less likely to happen. Besides, we don't have no daggum draft capital. I know I come off as frustrated, and I am. Listen, I'm a true Ravens fan, even though I take aim at them a lot. I take aim at them because I want them to do better. Because if I sit in front of my television or go to a game, I want to know that I'm watching a team that has a real chance at winning consistently. I got it. Here's the other option, Odell Beckham. No, Ravens Nation, please listen to me. Please hope and pray that the Baltimore Ravens do not go get Odell Beckham. Not that he doesn't have talent, right? Not that he couldn't have a resurgence. But listen, we've seen the Odell Beckham show before. We've seen him in New York as much on the field as off the field. We've seen him go over to Cleveland as much on the field as off the field. We've seen him go over to get released and go over to the Rams, spend time on and off the field. Even to the point where he didn't play but about 6 or 7 games for the Rams. He gets hurt in the Super Bowl. Then he misses all of last year. Is this what we're gonna do? And then he wants a contract 2 or 3 years at averaging about 14 to 16 million. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's what we're willing to do? A 30-year-old Odell Beckham who has not shown the potential to stay healthy out of the last 5 years. That's what we're going with, or the potential to go with. I don't know what we're doing at wide receiver. I guess we're just gonna, go to the draft and pick a 2 or 3 guys and hope that that works out. That's all I can see. If you guys have another idea what the Baltimore Ravens is doing, maybe they're going with the rope a dope style. Maybe they're just gonna lay on the ropes and let the other teams swing and swing and swing, and then we're gonna come out with a vengeance at some point. Maybe that's what they're doing. But with Meyers gone, Lazard gone, Smith, Schuster gone, Paris Campbell gone. If we don't get linked to DJ Chark, who's probably the next best guy up, then I don't know what we're doing. And I know Adam Thielen is out there, but they couldn't even pull the trigger on an Thielen deal 2 years ago when he was linked to Baltimore. So why wait now to 32 to then bring him in? And besides that, Thielen said he wanted to play for a contender. But I have seen Thielen linked to meeting with the Carolina Panthers. So maybe he's willing. But is he going to move the needle? I think he'd be a good second option, maybe. But I haven't seen no links to Adam Thielen either. So I don't really know, man. Unless Baltimore's going to pull off some type of trade or something, I guess we're just going to be stuck in the mud. I don't know. I don't know. Because you brought Todd Monken in to revamp this offense, but that gum, what is he going to revamp? You can't sign your quarterback. You guys are at odds. EDC done made Rashad Bateman mad, and I'm sure some of the other receivers feel the same way. And then you sit quietly while all of the top guys, although they're not number one, all the top guys at wide receiver come off the market. I don't understand it. So listen, man, let me know what you guys want me to know, man. I appreciate you guys, man. If you guys are frustrated with this situation as well at wide receiver, by all means, vent your frustration. Even and if you guys have heard some rumors or seen some articles or something that links somebody to us, by all means, put it in the comment section. I would love to, see and hear what you guys are seeing and hearing. I appreciate you guys. I'm your guy Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.